What do you think about them banning pit bulls in the UK? What's your opinion on that?
I am completely 100% against it. I think it's absolutely awful what they're doing. At the end of the day, these dogs, they're not all vicious, and the way dogs are is literally to do with the upbringing of the owners. Do you know what I mean? So yes, some of them may be vicious and can be dangerous, but that's down to the person who's raising that dog, and I think that person should go to prison rather than the dog getting put down. It's not fair. It's not fair that they're trying to impose all of this stuff, because these dogs are animals that are now being restricted. These dogs have to go out with muzzles on. That's not fair. These dogs can't just go for a walk and breathe properly and enjoy themselves. That's all being taken away from them when they might be so friendly and sweet and come from a family that's raising them properly. I'm completely against it, and the whole thing gets me very, very angry.
Okay, I'm for it.
Nah.
I'm for it. I'll tell you why.
You know what? Let me just say one last thing before you go off. You could go to a park with your American bully, yeah, and your dog's so friendly and just sits there and doesn't do anything, and then you walk in and someone's got a chihuahua that's yapping and trying to bite people and shit, and they're vicious as fuck. It's upbringing.
Anything you want to add before I chime in?
No, you go for it.
Okay, I'm for the ban, and I'll tell you why. Most dogs, like for example, we've got chihuahuas, right? Mm-hmm. If Hugo or Tinkerbell went berserk at us, there ain't shit they can do. Mm-hmm. Like, could flick them away like a fly. There's no risk there. If a pit bull, for whatever reason, just snaps, you are fucked.
Yes.
They're so much stronger than other dogs, and so much more violent that if a pit bull, and we've seen it happen before, we've heard of people having their faces ripped off by the lovable dog that we never saw it coming. You know, it's been in the family for years and suddenly it's eaten the baby. The problem with pit bulls is I would apply the pit bull argument to a bear. You can probably raise a bear from a cub, right? And love that bear. You know, even a tiger, you can love it, you can hug it. But if that animal decides one morning that you have pissed it off, because sometimes our animals are upset with us, right? Sometimes they ignore us or they'll yap at us. If that pit bull decides, right, Saby fucked me off last night, and you go to pet Mr. Pitbull in the morning and he goes for your arm's gone. Okay. If Hugo goes for your arm, you're fine. You're not a problem. You might get a little bit of a scratch or whatever. It's not the same. So when people say to me, it's the owner's fault, I agree with them. But I only half agree with them, because I don't think human beings in general have any business trying to tame beasts. Those are dogs, but those dogs are so much more powerful and deadly than other dogs that the second highest dog fatalities versus pit bulls, there's like a 60% difference. Those are Rottweilers. Rottweilers account for, I think, 17% per year of people being mauled. Pit bulls account for 70%. So yeah, I agree. Most people are not equipped to train a pit bull. And I don't think you should have a beast like that anywhere near a child, because for whatever reason, you're not in its head. If it snaps, your child is dead.
I don't agree with having dogs next to children anyway. Even my dog, I don't like kids being around him, because kids grab and stuff. And if one of these kids grabs my dog a certain way, he's going to bite. And I don't want that responsibility on my head. And it's true, dogs, you don't know what they're thinking, what they're feeling, and they could turn at any time. So I don't agree with dogs being around kids in general. I don't think it's fair what they're doing. What's your opinion on zoos? I know you're not having them as pets, but when you go to the zoo, somebody's got to go in and feed them. And I've seen plenty of videos online of, like, for example, people having elephants in circuses and then the elephant getting put down because they've pissed the elephant off and something's happened, or people whipping horses' arses to make them run in races. And if that horse does something, they're putting the horse down. I've seen, there was one where the lady, the crocodile, got her hand, and it's like, well, like you're saying, these are beasts. You shouldn't be trying to tame them, and it's not fair that they're getting put down because you've wound them up.
I'm not for any of those things. I'm against all of that. Wildlife parks, I'm fine with, because a lot of them they use them to breed animals that are in danger. I don't like zoos. Wildlife parks and zoos are completely different. I won't say the name of the zoo, but everyone knows that lives in London, and the conditions of the animals are not good. I don't like seeing them like that. I don't see the benefit, and I actually don't have any fun. I didn't have any fun when I went. I actually got upset when I saw some of the, I think they were chimps.
Yeah, no.
They were so distressed with people taking pictures of them. Like, they were losing their minds. And I was like, this is fucked.
Have you seen the videos of them in Thailand?
Yeah, I've seen them.
When I tell you, because I've always wanted to hold a baby monkey, when I tell you, those videos broke my heart. Seeing the way these people are treating these monkeys, I cried my eyes out.
But I've never understood that. Why, like, people want to hold a baby monkey. I'm not throwing shade at you. But if I wanted to hold a baby monkey, I'm thinking of that in the context of I'm out in the wild and there's a baby monkey there and I put my hand down and it sits on me. If you want to hold a baby monkey and then also go to the place where they hold them captive, I have to ask you, like...
But this is the thing. Until I always wanted to do it until I saw that video. After seeing that video, I'm not going to go and give my money to people who are doing that.
Yeah, no, I'm against all those things.
You would think that they would get treated with a lot more loving care. And that's what would have been in my mind, naive Saby, when thinking of going to do such a thing.
Yeah, I mean, with Ascot, for example, with the horse race, and I don't attend it because I don't like it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't shit on people that want to attend it. I know Ascot is a massive thing in the UK, but it's just not for me. But my thing with, like, I love dogs, don't get me wrong. And, like, the 2 dogs that were here, the babies, they were pit bulls, weren't they?
Yeah, I'm going to show you a video.
Right, and you saw me with them. Like, they were jumping about on me. I'm not saying that all pit bulls are gonna maul you. I'm just saying that when dogs snap, because I've been around Labradors before that I've gotten angry, but they're nowhere near. Those pit bulls that you had here were babies.
These 2 American bullies. They were puppies at the time. They're a lot bigger now, and they're the most friendliest, gentle dogs because they've been raised correctly.
Very beautiful looking dogs, but. Sab, if one of those dogs gets pissed off one day,
correct?
Did you see the muscles on them? Like, they've got bigger muscles than most of the guys that I know. If that dog snaps on you, you're fucked.
Look,
it's game over. I pulled up some statistics from dogbite.org, and I was looking at a few other things as well around dog attacks. Now, huskies, bull mastiffs, American bulldogs, German shepherds and Rottweilers, all below 10% of fatal dog attacks between the years of 2005 and 2017, right? The highest of those being the Rottweilers, which was 10.4% between those years. Look at pit bulls. 65.6% fatal dog attacks. Do you know what part of that is? Part of that is that they can't get the dog off. You know, pit bulls have lockjaws.
Yeah.
If a pit bull bites you, you are fucked. I pulled up some more information. It said pit bulls or pit bull terriers have a reputation of being an aggressive dog breed, and they are an aggressive dog breed. You can raise pit bulls and they can act very friendly of you, but I'm pretty sure they have done studies on those dogs, and there's certain animals that you should not be messing with because they have this like killer instinct in them, and they flip a switch, and if that switch flips, it's not always going to. Some people will grow old with their pit bulls. But if that switch flips, you're fucked. There's nothing you can do. I was talking to these women, these old English women, right? All bent out of shape. And they all had American pit bulls, and they were really pissed off with my stance on it. And I said to them, if I've got Tinkerbell and Bee, right? Tiny dogs. Sometimes Bee, you saw what she's like when you came over. She yaps at me. Sometimes she'll nibble at my ankle. You can't even feel it. If a pit bull nibbles at your ankle, your leg's gone. You're finished.
But we're talking if this happens, if it one day it switches. But look,
65%.
But then what about, because it's not just pit bulls, what about like, you know, like them police dogs? What are they? I don't know if they're German shepherds or something. There's so many dogs that can do a lot of harm and damage.
4.6%. Pit bulls are aggressive dogs by nature. People can train them and raise them to be very loving. But whilst doing research for this, and people can go online and look for themselves, I read story after story of, oh, we grew up with him, he was so loving, then one day he switched. And then I would look at the breed, Pitbull. I don't know what it is about them. I don't know if they were just meant to be left in the wild with hyenas, but pit bulls seem to have some sort of killer instinct that just goes off. And the problem, like I said, is that if a lot of these other dog breeds attack you, most people are competent enough to try and fight them off as long as it's not multiple. You are not gonna fight off a pit bull. If a pit bull bites you on your neck, you're dead. It's not gonna let go. So I'm sorry. I've been on here before and I've said that I love dogs, but I'm also not going to pretend like this doesn't happen.
You know, when I was younger, I remember I was really young. I must have been like 8 or 9. And I was in a park, and there was these 3 boys with this big dog. I think it was a Rottweiler. And they had a toy baby. And they were like holding it up on top of the tree, getting the dog to jump up and get it as if it was a toy. And I thought to myself, that right there is the biggest problem, because that's a toy baby. So whenever this Rottweiler sees a baby, it's going to think, oh, I'm trained to go and attack and grab it. And I just thought it was insane.
Yeah, no, I think it's messed up when people train the dogs to do that, especially when you've got a breed that is so hyper aggressive like a pit bull. You have to like train it to be like tame in that. But my stance is, I don't think humans, at least in the first world for the most part, are equipped and trained well enough to tame a beast like that. It might seem ridiculous for me to say that, but if I said to you, well, why not bears? Bears are intelligent. You would say, are you crazy? Because when you look at a bear, you're just like, this is a monster. Like, this is basically a monster in my room. It could rip me to shreds at any moment, but the pit bull can do that as well. As a matter of fact, I've seen videos of bears running from pit bulls. Pit bulls are so insanely strong. I'm not afraid of Tinkerbell. Like, if I go to sleep and Tinkerbell gets angry at me, which she has, she's going to, like, slap a little paw on my nose. I'm barely going to feel it. She can't even bite at me. Her jaw's not strong enough to clench.
Hugo will fucking bite you.
Yeah, but again, even if I was sleeping, Hugo bit me, it'd probably hurt. I'm not going to die, though. If you're sleeping and a pit bull bites you, you ain't getting up. You're finished. So I'm sorry. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate for that. I am not against the ban. These dogs should not be in the hands of humans. They just shouldn't. People can't control them. Evidently, the amount of fatalities from dogs, the bulk of it is made up from pit bulls. And it's not just like 30 or 40%. It's damn near 70%. 70%. The second most dangerous dog breed, which is Rottweiler, is only 10%. There's a 56% increase.
That's because not many people buy Rottweilers.
I don't know what the statistics are on people that buy dogs, but a 50% increase is too much. Because even if you take Rottweilers out of it, the third one is German Shepherds. I've seen German Shepherds everywhere. My uncle's got a German Shepherd. German Shepherds are very popular dogs. 4.6%. I'm sorry.
It's really sad.
It's sad because, like I said, those pit bulls were here. They were very loving. I think it's
sad, yeah, because I've got my brother's 2 American bullies, and they're just the most beautiful dogs, and they're so sweet. I can't find the video. I think he must have taken it down, but I'll show you one time. And it's just sad. And I think because I love dogs and they're so helpless, it just breaks my heart.
I love dogs as well.
Looking at their little faces.
I really enjoyed the time that I spent with your brother's dogs. Yeah. You know, I sat in here with them and I laid down because they were babies, right? They're not, I don't think they're thinking about killing at that point. At least that's what I'm hoping anyway. When they jumped up on us, I went backwards. They're strong.
They're heavy. They knock me flying. Like, one of them must have headbutt my leg, and I tell you now, it hurts so bad.
Yeah, I've been hit by a pit bull before. Like, it wasn't solid. Didn't do it on purpose, but he like ran into me, and I buckled. I went down with the pit bull, and I was like, yeah, these dogs are like mini Brock Lesnar's. I'm not dealing with that shit.
People are buying them as weapons as well as protection, because no one's gonna fuck with you if you're walking down the road with that.
If you sick a pit bull on somebody and that pit bull listens, that other person is fucked. They're finished. They can literally tear you to shreds, and they have lockjaw. So, yeah.
Don't you find it funny when you see girls that walk these dogs and the dogs walk in them because they're just not strong enough to actually walk it? It's just ridiculous. I would never attempt to. If he ever said to me, "Walk my dogs," no, your dog will walk me. I'll be dragging along the floor. I can't do it. Like, one time he was like, "Get the dogs in the car and bring them to your house," and I was like, get them in the car.
You could get me
he was
in
like,
the car.
no, they'll just do it themselves, which they did. They just get in themselves. Like, they're really, he's trained them so well. Like, they're more obedient than Hugo. Hugo's a little shit next to them.
Well, Hugo's harmless.
And they're more friendly than Hugo and everything. But I was like, nah, bro, I'm not getting these dogs out of the house. It's a no from me.
I've walked a pit bull before. Well, I say I walked it. It walked me.
Literally.
And I don't consider myself weak either. And I swear to God, my arms were killing me by the end of it. And he was a full-grown one, and he was just dragging me up and down the roads. And I was like, nah, fuck
That's
this.
embarrassing.
It is embarrassing.
I bet bear girls got the ick.
I don't give a fuck about what these girls think, man. They're the ones walking around with them, and then they get mauled and like, oh my God. Like you don't fucking know that this beast can fuck you up. Get your heads out of your asses, people. Pitbulls are dangerous dogs.
No, Michael, no.
They're
stop.
dangerous. I am sorry. I've been around pitbulls before, and the ones that I've been around have all been nice, and it's sad that there's going to be a ban on them, and the ones that people have, I don't think the people that have them, they're not going to lose their dogs. They just got to neuter them.
Yeah.
But 100% put a muzzle on the dog, because if you're walking around with it in public and it bites somebody, that's not fair on other people. That dog has a lockjaw. These fucking owners that don't want to put
the dog, because the dog's going to get put down.
Yeah, the dog will get put down. These owners are like, I'm not muzzling my dog. You shouldn't own the dog then, because you clearly don't know what it's capable of.
If they don't muzzle it, the dog will get taken away from them. So if they know what's good for them, they'll keep a muzzle on the dog just to protect themselves.
Yeah.
From losing their dog, because that shit's sad as fuck.
Anyways, guys, let us know what you think. I know I'm probably going to get some hate for this, but...
I don't know. I think there'll probably be a lot of people that agree with you.
I mean, in terms of...
I just won't be one of them.
I understand the emotional side of it.
Yeah.
But you can't disagree with the facts.
No, I agree. They are very scary. Even I get nervous around them sometimes, even if they are friendly, because you don't know if they might turn anytime. You might look at them a bit funny and they might get mad. But still, I think I just wouldn't want to see any of them get put down.
I don't want to see any animals get put down, or any dogs get put down, but I don't want to see people buying them anymore either. So